We're often taught it's good to be generous, putting others before ourselves. But there's a warning about being overly kind. Sometimes we give a lot but don't receive the same in return. Many people are really generous, but sometimes they give away too much money and energy without thinking. I'd appreciate it if you're new here and could subscribe and like the video to support me in making more content. Being excessively generous might even put our lives at risk. Unexpectedly, being too kind can have negative effects. Today, I'll share 6 things that happen when you're too nice and 4 strategies from the Stoics to prevent others from taking advantage of you. Let's dive in. Number 1. You'll expect a lot from people. The Stoics believed in accepting things as they are and not relying on others for happiness. When you give without expecting much back, you avoid disappointment and find inner peace. Imagine, you're super generous without expecting anything in return. But deep down, you hope others will treat you the same. If they don't, it hurts. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control how others act, only ourselves. You're so used to doing everything for others that they start taking it for granted. They assume you'll handle everything, even their problems, and forget about yours. They won't reciprocate your generosity, and you'll end up feeling tired, frustrated, and disappointed. Stoicism teaches us that true wealth comes from giving without expecting anything back, finding joy in the act itself, and staying calm no matter how others respond. Number 2. People might start expecting things from you all the time. Stoics valued balance, suggesting we shouldn't give in to everyone's endless demands. Instead, they advocated for moderation in giving. This way, we keep control over what we do and prevent draining our emotional energy. When we constantly take on others' responsibilities, we keep them in their comfort zones, avoiding growth and challenges. This affects not just them, but us too. By always giving without receiving, we drain ourselves emotionally and neglect our own needs. Balancing our giving helps us avoid this trap. If we're always giving, people come to expect it all the time. Giving is good, but finding a balance is crucial. Maintaining a balance is crucial, setting clear boundaries while practicing balanced generosity. It's not just about preserving our own peace, but also encouraging others to take on their responsibilities and grow. In this balance lies true generosity that benefits both others and ourselves. Number 3. Your priorities might get overlooked. Stoics stressed living by reason and virtue, urging us to establish limits and prioritize our essential responsibilities. Giving everything for others' priorities might mean avoiding your own pain and fears. Loneliness can be overwhelming, leading us to immerse ourselves in serving others to fill our own emptiness. But this constant giving comes at a cost. You lose yourself. Your inner voice is drowned by external demands. Taking care of your own needs isn't selfish. It's self-care and preserving authenticity. Setting boundaries and living by our virtues leads to a meaningful life. Embrace your emotions, set healthy boundaries, and learn to say no when needed. By honoring your authenticity, you'll become stronger internally and offer genuine generosity to others from a place of wholeness. Number 4. You might be perceived as weak and treated that way. Stoicism encourages inner strength and self-control. If you're always helping, you could be seen as an authority, but excessive help might diminish how others see you, viewing you as weak. It's important to balance helping with maintaining your strength and boundaries. Collaborating without limits might give off the wrong impression, making you appear vulnerable. When you're seen as someone always shouldering others' responsibilities without question, people might take advantage of you. This can lead to feeling overloaded, exhausted, and frustrated. But when you start saying no respectfully but firmly, something remarkable happens. People see you differently. You're no longer the person who accepts everything without complaint. You're seen as someone who values themselves enough to set boundaries, deserving of respect and dignity. Saying no transforms how others perceive you, making you less vulnerable to constant demands and more deserving of respect. This behavior might seem harsh, but it's not surprising. Work-related invitations often go to close friends or family, not necessarily colleagues. Feeling excluded from these moments despite your generosity can hurt and feel unfair. But from a Stoic perspective, it's a test of your judgment. It challenges you to recognize true friends from those just taking advantage. Stoicism isn't about becoming distrustful, but understanding human nature. By discerning and helping those who genuinely value your support, you protect your energy and surround yourself with appreciative people. Stoics believe our actions and thoughts attract similar energies. When we cultivate positivity, we attract positive individuals. By balancing generosity towards those who value it, we align with Stoic principles, finding peace within complex relationships. When we're generous, enthusiastic, and authentic, indiscriminate giving can exhaust us emotionally and physically, weakening our energy. This lowers our vibrational frequency, attracting needy and opportunistic individuals who seek to fulfill their own needs without reciprocating in a mutual relationship. Stoic philosophy emphasizes discernment and self-discipline. Recognizing when we're giving excessively and depleting our energy is crucial. Setting clear limits and practicing moderation in our generosity helps maintain a higher frequency, attracting people who value authenticity and reciprocal contributions in relationships. By balancing our energy and practicing thoughtful generosity, we foster genuine, mutually beneficial relationships based on respect and reciprocity, avoiding one-sided exploitation. This aligns with Stoic principles, enabling true human connections grounded in honesty and integrity. Number 5. There's a risk of falling into addiction. Stoics stress moderation and self-control for a balanced life. Constant exhaustion from excessive giving might lead to addictive patterns. Giving without limits can deplete us, leading to seeking relief in addictive behaviors like overeating, excessive drinking, or gaming. Stoicism teaches us to heed warnings from trusted individuals if they notice excessive reliance on certain behaviors. Denial might be our initial response, especially when trapped in a cycle of incipient addiction. It's important to recognize that these concerns stem from genuine care and love for our well-being. Accepting these observations with humility and gratitude is a crucial step in self-awareness and personal growth. Applying Stoic principles like moderation and self-control helps us avoid falling into addictive behaviors that could harm us. People who care about us offer observations to aid our growth and overcome challenges, so taking their feedback seriously reflects a commitment to our well-being and long-term happiness. Number 6. You might arouse suspicion. Stoicism emphasizes virtuous action regardless of how others perceive us. Focusing on living in line with our principles builds a genuine reputation, resilient to baseless suspicion. Unfortunately, genuinely kind people aren't abundant in this world. So if you're one of them, it might raise suspicion rather than admiration or gratitude. People might start wondering about hidden intentions, which can lead to a group of distrustful individuals, although not necessarily, but it's a realistic possibility. Certainly, here are strategies to prevent people from taking advantage of you. Strategy 1. Listen to your feelings. Stoics emphasized self-awareness, urging attention to emotions and feelings. Reflect on how helping others makes you feel. If it energizes you and feels altruistic, that's great. But if you feel drained, overwhelmed, or used, pay attention. If something not obligatory causes discomfort, it's crucial to assess how it impacts your well-being. Strategy 2. Lose your fear of saying no. Recognize the value of your time and energy. Saying no in overwhelming or unfair situations is exercising self-control, not negativity. It's normal to struggle with this, but practicing saying no helps maintain your freedom and prevents unnecessary risks. Strategy 3. Prioritize time for yourself. Following Stoic principles of self-discipline and self-respect, allocate time for self-care. Engage in activities you enjoy, be it yoga, drawing, or simply relaxing with music and tea. Finish obligations promptly to ensure this time. If someone asks for help during this period, they should respect your boundaries. Politely decline and relish that personal time. If needed, offer help at another suitable time. Absolutely, Here's the final strategy and a conclusion based on Stoic wisdom. Strategy 4. Identify energy vampires and distance yourself from them. Applying Stoic principles of self-discipline and discernment involves recognizing relationships that drain you emotionally. Stepping away from individuals who constantly drain your energy without positive contribution prioritizes your well-being and demonstrates Stoic self-control in relationships. Helping an energy vampire often doesn't work. They tend to be overwhelmed with complaints and negative views without seeking solutions. In conclusion, Stoic wisdom advises finding the middle ground in generosity. Giving too little might appear selfish, while excessive giving leaves us depleted of energy, time, and resources. Aim for balance between prioritizing others and yourself. Grays are often the ideal shades in finding this equilibrium. And when in doubt, remember the power of saying no, even if it's an offer to drive you home from a car window. Ultimately, following these Stoic principles can guide us in navigating the delicate balance between giving and self-preservation, ensuring a healthier and more balanced approach to generosity and relationships. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Your support helps us create more content that benefits people like you in the future.